Well, I think Christian Dior, really his importance in fashion can't be understated. You know, he really changed the face of fashion in the post-war period, introducing his new look, which sort of swept away the boxy silhouettes of the wartime. But also, not just from a fashion and design point of view, from a business point of view, because, of course, the jewel in the crown was the haute couture house in Paris, which he established, but he very quickly realized that he needed to really look at the global market in order to sustain the business. And really, the sort of model that he used is something that really is in use today and is incredibly successful. Absolutely. From very early on, he really wanted to have perfume because he loved it and he felt it was very important as a finishing touch, you know, to the garments. But he also looked into having boutique clothing and working on high-end wholesale models as well. So really being able to sort of get the name out there. And he worked globally. He traveled to Australia, he traveled to Japan, he traveled, you know, to Caracas, where he set up a business. In Venezuela, he set up a business in New York, and a separate business in London. So really, you know, having a very outward-looking view from very early on. We also look at how he founded his house. He was approached by the team. The exhibition has been really great to work on. It's a version of a show that was in Paris last year at the Musee Arts Decoratifs, and we've been very lucky to work with both the House of Dior and, of course, Nathalie Crenier, the designer who created the show in Paris and recreated the space here for us in a whole new version. So she's divided it into 11 different sections, and we've added a new gallery which looks at the story of Dior in Britain, and that's been really fun and interesting to uncover the people and the stories, and also the story of Dior's London-based business. So the show doesn't just look at Christian Dior and his own period at the house, but it also looks at the 6 subsequent key artistic directors who've taken over from him. So really it's over a 70-plus year period that we're looking at. And really the legacy of Dior, it's fantastic to see how the subsequent designers have picked up on the themes that were very important to him and translated them themselves into their own sort of personal versions of what Dior stands for in any different given time. In our Dior in Britain section, we're delighted to include a piece from one of Dior's most important clients, who was, of course, the young Princess Margaret. And he writes in his autobiography about how she really captures the public imagination at the time. There's so much excitement about her. In the post-war period, she represents sort of glamour and hope and, youth. And she looked wonderful in Dior's dresses because she had the perfect figure for them. So we're delighted that the Museum of London has lent us Princess Margaret's 21st birthday dress.